Hey, welcome. This is Vertica Plastic, where every bit counts and every Marine has a story. I'm taking this old Blood Angel and making him into this guy. My big army, as you also see below. I take away the shoulder pad and I take away the bolter since it's a specific death company old bit. And you'll just see me start working some things out here since I broke a piece of the purity seal. And you'll see the best part about the hobby, getting things stuck to fingers. Then I'm looking for a head, and I stumble upon none other than He-Man. Just a little fun. As you can see, I have a lot of bits, and that's just most of the heads that I have that are Space Marines.
A few moments later. 1 eternity later. 3 days later. 12 seconds later. 3:28 a.m.
It probably takes me a good 30 minutes to actually find this head. I actually finally find it in a whole bunch of guys that I primed and sprayed with my new airbrush I'm hoping to use on this project. So like I said, this head was already made for a scout team I did prior and was building it for this guy specifically, so I thought might as well at least keep something that I had originally for this guy. Appreciate you guys bearing with me here. Little pet project like I mentioned before. I'm just having some fun. I'm a dad. I work full time, and this is a little bit of hobbying. Something I've been really trying to just enjoy. I've painted probably 10,000-15,000 points of Space Marines. And when I say Space Marines, I mean specifically Blood Angels. I have a whole bunch of Blood Angels that I just love. I just want to complete an entire chapter of them, so 1,000 guys. I enjoy kitbashing them to make them different, and slowly over the time of 2.5, 3 years, however long it's been on and off, I've just progressively, I feel like, gotten better. And this is just a project I've had in the back burner. So I'll give you guys a little lore of the chapter. They're called the Silent Verdicts. That's why I'm called the Verdict of Plastic. But the founding is unknown at this time, but they are potentially Loyalist Night Lords or possibly Raven Guard. It's unknown at this time because that lore has not been written yet. They like to use stealth, precision strikes, and execution of high-value targets. Their beliefs are law above all. Justice must be delivered swiftly and without mercy. Some of the traditions are warriors carry bones or skulls of their first guilty execution, and they mark it with the victim's name and the crime. One relic that I have so far is going to be the Judicator's Gavel, which is a thunder hammer of judgment, which I plan on modeling on a captain or chapter master. And speaking of the chapter master, we have chapter master or Lord Marshal Donatus Kale, a little homage to the Blood Angels. Who I'm building here today is actually Varn Thorn, a Lexicarian medic. He is the chief apothecary of the chapter and is known in the chapter as the final witness. Varn Thorn is unsettling, even among Space Marines. He speaks softly, often to the dead. He maintains a ledger of every Judicator, or Space Marine, who has fallen under his care, including the formal cause, battlefield context, and the judgment status. Example being they are exonerated, unclear, unresolved. Varn views gene seed not as property, but as a testimony, the physical echo of a warrior's life and guilt. He has, on rare occurrences, denied gene seed extraction from fallen brothers who failed their oaths or shown sign of doubt, sparking internal trials within the chapter. Thorn is a grim sentinel, always slightly behind the front lines. He refuses to carry a long-range weapon, opting to rely on bolt pistol and blade, declaring, "If I must fire from afar, the law has already failed."
I am the law!
There is one documented event where Thorn held the line against an entire orc horde, and this is mostly because his boots were glued to the ground. So throughout this project, you'll see I'm not the best with cameras. I'm still trying to learn. I'm also not recording it every single instant, change of colors, yada yada. My focus isn't the best, but I'm learning. If anyone wants to send me some pointers or what the best setup is, I'd really appreciate it. You'll also see that throughout this video, I happen to just keep adding things to this model. I end up just brushing on primer so I don't mess up everything, but I just kept having ideas, and this is what's in my mind. I really do enjoy all the kit bashing going on throughout the video.
Nice.
So to start with, we have a base of some kind of Phobos. We have a 3D printed shoulders, both sides. I tacked on an infiltrator comms on the back. What I'm cutting here, I believe, is from an old Dark Angel kit. The arm is from, I think, Phobos as well, the pistol. And then the other side is from like a 2004 Blood Angels Honor Guard. It's the one with the jump pack kit. You'll see that I add an aggressor part for a backpack. I also add a skull from the servo skull from the old Devastators kit. The scope for the pistols from the Hellblasters kit. There's a back scanner from a Horus Heresy Mark 6 kit for the scanner. And a little bit more about the servo skull that I kit bashed. I named him the Recountant. He follows around Thorn and drifts with him through the aftermath of battle, recording genetic and physical traces of fallen judicators. These fragments are relayed to the Hall of Silence for long-term audit. And because even in death, paperwork endures. Hive worlds present countless hazards: gang violence, structural collapse, and allergenic dust, listed in the order of severity. That's the reason why you see me using a Claritin bottle. But honestly, they actually work great for painting handles, and you can rotate if need be. I think Thorn's mostly done here until I get to the base. I'm still waiting for my custom decals to come in, which I'm not still 100% that I like them, but I'll apply it to that shoulder pad there, the left one, I guess, his right side. It's located above. Let me know what you think. So for the base, I really like this Vallejo. Just for the cost, and it works great to paint over or keep it as is. Washes go over great as well. And then these little black thing you actually see me cutting is actually from My dog's toy, it's like rubber. It works great for actually rocks or debris. I've been using for a lot of bases recently. Alright, so for these bases I'm going with a classic rubble street look. You know, the kind of urban decay that really ties in a war zone together. I start with a dark black primer, basically the natural color of disappointment and concrete. After applying one coat of gray, I apply a little brown wash over the top to dirty it up, because a clean street in 40K would raise too many questions. I then start dry brushing some lighter grays, picking out the texture, real subtle. And you want it to look like it's been through a few centuries of bad decisions. And because nothing says urban warfare like a half erased traffic system, I'm painting in a few little street lines. And it's just rough, broken markings. No one's following the speed limit here, unless it's the speed of a falling building. You don't have to be super neat. Honestly, the more broken fit the lines look, the more 40K it feels. If it's legible, you might actually have to file a terrain heresy report. And to really finish it off, I added little touches of blood and some barbed wire, because nothing says welcome to the Imperium like casualty bodily harm. Subtle details like this really tie the base together. They're a good rug, but way more fatal. And just like that, we have Thorn, my chief apothecary. He's ready to hand out justice, extract gene seed, and issue parking violations. Drop a comment if you survived the video, or just want to make fun of how many pouches I glued on. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time for some kitbash infiltrators and questionable hobby decisions.